So Dexter said, PAQ, I gave you the concept.
So my mum's always making like roti palau, like bus up short, doubles.
I look back at that experience now, I'm actually kind of grateful.
You've seen them on Instagram, you've seen them on TikTok, YouTube and Twitter, but now you're seeing them unfiltered and down to earth. Come with me as I follow my guests from dusk till dawn to get an exclusive behind the scenes look into their lives and see what it's really like to be watched by millions. And to see how this generation is capitalizing off of their talents more than ever. And shout out to our friends at Wilton for sponsoring this episode, because there's no point in stepping out fresh if you don't smell fresh, because let me tell you something, it smells good. I wouldn't lie. Also, vegan and eco-friendly too. In today's episode, I'll be meeting Shaquille aka SHAQ, who is known for being 1/4 of the viral fashion YouTube show named PAQ. In a short amount of time, he has amassed over 200,000 Instagram followers and has been watched by millions. However, after an abrupt ending of PAQ and questions not fully being answered, fans have been left wondering what happened to PAQ and what is SHAQ up to now. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to subscribe to MYCOMEUP to watch the latest episode of Dusk Till Dawn.
Yo, watch out for the step.
SHAQ? Yeah, oh my god.
What are you saying?
I'm doing alright, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. This is crazy because no one actually ever comes here.
Miss Gail.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm okay.
So SHAQ, we're in your childhood home, we're with Mumsy. This is where it all started. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have any other siblings in the house?
Us 5
Yeah.
growing up. My mum
5
was-
of you in the house?
5 of us.
So
My
how was
mum-
that?
I think growing up with my older siblings and my mum, it was really good because it's cartoons and stuff that like people weren't really reaching and accessing. Obviously, my older siblings were already watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, so I was always like watching Dragon Ball Z with them. But then I'm trying to draw the characters because they look really cool. I'm
Oh, like the anime style?
yeah. All 3 of my older siblings were amazing at drawing, and I was like, I want to do what they're doing. So it's like, yeah. So I've just always kind of like been around that with my mum and like my older siblings and that. And I guess like I don't know. You remember how I used to dress like Bow Wow all the time?
Bow Wow?
You used to like Bow Wow.
A
Oh,
lot.
Lil Bow Wow.
It was a Bow Wow and Little Romeo.
That was my husband. Can I just say, that was my husband. You can't shine like me.
You get right. Oh my god, you know that tune?
Of course I know that tune. I was
No one knows that tune, bro.
I know
bro,
that tune. Listen.
That tune, bro. And
Yeah.
then Fresh as Amazing as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it seems like you guys have such like a close bond. This is like so cute, you know, mother-son relationship, and it seems like you guys do a lot of things together. Like, other than sewing, was there anything else?
Yeah, we did a number of things. Like when I was in secondary school, my mum used to take me to clay pottery classes after.
We went to this pottery class. I must say it was like pulling teeth at the beginning.
Oh, is it?
Because I saw his potential. So although Shaqui couldn't see his potential, I took him to classes to learn trumpet lessons, private lessons, and in a band. And of course he went like this. But he didn't see the potential. I saw the art was so wide. And I took him to pottery classes as well, and comic drawing as well.
We got the pottery, my first pottery piece.
Just name on it.
My name on it, and then first ever.
I mean, you even signed that one, so I think you knew
Yeah,
from back in
that's
the day,
good.
like, you know, you was gonna be something.
This is the first painting I've ever did. I think I was like about maybe like 10.
Primary school.
She got me this kit, and it's like, you know, like number painting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, when you have to assign the color to the number.
Yeah, but I never did that. I just wanted to, I just saw the picture and I was like, I'll just try to recreate it.
Well, guess what I have? Boom, got the eco-friendly Wilton clothing conditioner. So our friends at Wilton sent us these products, and yeah, I've smelled it before. They smell nice. And so basically, I have a few more. What I want you to do is give it another little cheeky little smell and then tell me which one you like. Right, so this one's the cedarwood. You know, that's a bit more of a musky smell.
It's lovely, very manly.
That's good.
So for all the man them out there wearing the Nike Techs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that one. This one is jasmine. So this one's a bit more, you know, friendly, you know, jasmine and Aladdin.
Oh, I love that. It's very flowery. I like flowery.
Wow. But I think I'd get this because it reminds me of your flower perfume, your Kenzo
That's
one.
right, a Kenzo.
Kenzo.
My favorite perfume is Kenzo.
Flowers. Every time she was going out somewhere and I was not coming, that perfume would be on. So I'd go to her, I'd be like, where are you going? She'd be like, mind your business. And I'm like,
So this one, because it reminds
That's
you of Mom's
really nice.
perfume then.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
this one.
Jasmine for the win, Jasmine for the win.
Jasmine.
So we're gonna give you these so you can smell clean and fresh and sweet
lovely.
and sexy. And
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Mum, real.
Thank
Girl,
you,
you're
darling.
amazing. Have a good day, Mumsy.
Thank
And
you,
we'll
honey.
see you later. All right, so where are we off to next?
We're gonna go to Hatfords.
Jeez! I'm ready to eat. This is like what's it, like chicken shop day?
I was about to say, that. I swear down. I got so much Caribbean food at home. I didn't really eat out. I started eating out.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So you had an all-you-can-eat buffet at home?
Yeah, so my mum's always making like roti palau, like bus up short, doubles, sorrel, gorby, all of that good Trini stuff. So it wasn't until I moved out of home, I started ordering Caribbean food all the time when eating out because I couldn't get it on demand from my mum, and now I'm starting to learn how to cook it.
Oh, fair enough.
But don't ask me how well that's going.
I'm taking a plantain with me as a snack.
Nah, take it, bro. Now we're going to the studio. Yeah, so this is my very messy studio.
Listen, I love a bit of mess. No, but this is where it happens.
Yeah, this is where it happens, man. This is where it goes down.
Oh, and I see you got some clothes here as well. So you got like loads of different bits. Like, what's this?
This is, okay, yeah, this looks like a big mess right here. But this is actually my favorite thing to wear in the studio. That's my tracksuit.
So you wear that when you're painting?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like even when I'm painting, I just want to look some type of fly.
Okay.
And like, that tracksuit is that, obviously I'm into really baggy clothes. That tracksuit is so baggy. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'll show you even a picture. Bro, trust me, the tracksuit is fly, bro.
Oh, is that the cap as well?
Yeah, that's the cap.
Oh, sick. That
It's
kind of
true.
is like your uniform then,
It is my uniform. As soon as I come in, that's the first thing I put on.
And it's like, once you put that on, you're like, work, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, so Shaq,
Yo,
let's get in to the nitty-gritty of why we're all here and why we're all watching.
okay.
You were on an amazing show called PAQ or PAQ. That's
Yeah.
where a lot of people know you from. That show was iconic. I know I was definitely there every Thursday watching it, you and the other guys. But as a lot of us know, it kind of abruptly came to an end. And,
Yeah.
you know, all of us, like the fans, have been kind of left in the dark, basically.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
So naturally, that show came to be in 2016. That show was born in 2016. It aired in 2017.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this...
Yeah, and the true origin of that show is I knew Dex since 2010.
Is it?
Yeah, me and Dex
From way back.
Me and Dex have been boys, like boys. Elias I used to see around the way. I didn't actually really know El, and Danny I didn't know at all. We got invited into this building by the company, and they wanted all of us to, like, you know, talk about who we were, and basically just present ourselves. So that's what we did. So what ended up happening was Danny and Dex got put into a focus group to come up with an idea because the company did not know, you know, what they wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't know what they wanted to do. They wanted to make us be an internet show where we throw parties from a room, and our name was going to be Keyboard Cowboys. So, you know, the guys behind the company were very new to the game. So
Okay.
Danny and Dex went into a group together. Me and El went into a group. When we came back, we all presented our ideas. I said to them, I said, while I'm at uni, I'm studying illustration, but everyone thinks I'm on the fashion block because I'm buying all these expensive, like, designer clothes for cheap. The point I was making to them, I was like, I think what we should do is we should show people, because people are asking me how are you getting these designer clothes on a uni budget.
Us the secret,
As
because
an-
we're all broke.
Exactly.
But you're looking rich.
Exactly. So I said, yo, I think fashion's on the up and up. It has been for the last couple of years, especially since ASAP Rocky came onto the scene in like 2011.
Yeah.
After Rocky dropped Goldie, everyone's like paying attention to fashion. I told them, this is what I'm doing at uni. People are really interested. Fashion's on the up and up. Let's do this. And they was like, okay, cool. What do you mean? I said, well, why don't you just give us like a small budget and we just kind of like have to make an outfit. We're all into fashion. So I put forward that idea and then we all agreed on it and was like, okay, cool, yeah, let's go with Shaq's idea. So
it was your idea?
It was my idea.
So you basically invented PAQ?
I sparked the idea for PAQ. I can never say I take full Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, like if
Like
I
the
didn't
origins.
if I didn't pitch that idea, I don't
Then it
think that
would-
idea would have been pitched. So I pitched that idea, and then we sat down and we fleshed out like, you know, 5 it's 50 quid. I was like, yo, give us £50, let's make it out for whatever. We all fleshed it out together. I think Dexter came up with, based on how we structured episode 1, I think Dexter came up with the idea for episode 2 of using like workwear clothes, like Deliveroo and all this other stuff. Yeah. But then Dexter also, we needed a name, and we wanted a name of like a collective. So Dexter came up with the name PAQ.
And we are PAQ, the PAQ. The PAQ presents.
So Dexter said PAQ, and I gave the concept.
But do you know where that like pack even came from? Or did it just?
We were trying. They was like, let's think of a name of like a collective, something like, but nothing like
Long.
gang or mafia or like something.
Oh.
And then like Dexter was like, what about pack? Like a pack of wolves, but we spell it different.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I hear it. I see it.
So that's how it ended up happening. But I'd also like to say as well, that show wouldn't be what it is without like the contributions of Elias and Danny.
Yeah.
And those 3 other boys are very, very special individuals. Always will be.
It's very like, I feel like it's very what you think artists look like.
Actually, can we cut this?
Why, did something happen?
No, I'm just not really feeling it right now.
Oh, okay. Guys, can we like cut for a second? So, the interview has just been cut. I've actually been asked to leave, so we're on our way out. I think Shaq's just kind of in an emotional stage right now, obviously bringing everything up, and it's like very raw, very like in the moment, but we've had a great day, we've had a great conversation, so I definitely feel like I'm going to be able to come back because I really want to break this story. It's a great story to tell, and I know everyone wants to know what's going on, so just bear with us, and then yeah, hopefully we can come back for part 2. Alright, so I'm here, we're back for part 2. Let's go outside. Don't want to mash up my nails.
Yo, what you saying?
Come on, we're back again.
I know, it's been a minute.
It's actually cold in here.
it's
Like,
freezing.
listen, I'm keeping my jacket on.
Fam, why do you think my jacket's still on, bro?
Bird. Oh my. We are back with Shaq. We're coming to revisit the conversation that we was having before. I think what we all want to know is, you guys were doing so well, then all of a sudden, what happened?
So naturally, so apart from the cast, the company themselves, like, and the employees there, everyone's kind of young. And if I'm quite honest, egos are very high, and positions weren't given to the right people every single time. And I think what happens is when you get offered so much power you've never had before, you don't always know how to guide it. And I think what ended up happening is it caused a lot of creative differences. And obviously some of the business we already aired out is, you know, obviously underpayment. You know, the contracts that we signed, the way that we signed them wasn't ethical, and they know that. And it was just a load of things of people being drunk on power and not stepping away from where they're at in order to see how they're acting. And I think it just started to take a toll. Like, for me personally, I told them from the beginning, I said, we wasn't weekly until I handed in my dissertation in March 2018, February, March 2018, because I told them, I said, I'm not doing no weekly stuff until I finish my uni stuff. The moment I handed in my dissertation, I remember one of the guys that was working there said, oh my God, now that you've handed in, we can go weekly. I said, listen, weekly is not a good idea, because, and the thing is, yeah, again, not to sound conceited or nothing, but I know how the show could go because I've already fleshed it out in my head. You've asked me for a concept, I've given it to you. This is a concept that can't thrive on a weekly basis, because in order to create authentic, great ideas, you can't be dropping all the time.
Like, you need time to like develop it and really like flesh it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I personally saw it as, I could see from as an observer that the concepts are starting to burn out. From time we're doing, like, you can see in the Styling a Dog episode, I wasn't interested. That was not an idea that I would have backed. And there was a couple other concepts that weren't really like doing what they were supposed to be doing. And I think it got to a point where it wasn't so passionate. It was more like a machine. And I think that started to burn all of us out one by one. I think I was the first one to I actually personally wanted to leave by mid 2018.
But it was only like like a year in, because
Exactly.
what's it, 2017 you guys started?
But I pitched that show because I wanted to go into the fashion world and I wanted to do art. So I said, let me do a fashion show where I get to be creative and be artistic. And I was like, I know I'm passionate about fashion and I'm very passionate about art. I'm going to make this look sick on me. And I wanted to look sick for my friends as well. So from time when you got other people imposing their ideas because it makes them look good, and not the cast members, but like, you know, some of the...
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Then it's a conflict of interest. And at this point, obviously, contractually, we can't leave because the contract we sign is we got to stay there. From the last couple episodes, we decided to have like a meeting with the founders, and we was actually gonna quit. We actually negotiated our contracts to finish in June 2020. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to go take it somewhere else.
Or like a different country, or like...
No, just like to a different platform, like, because, you know, if...
Well, off YouTube?
Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TV, we just didn't want to be with that company anymore.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
you wanted to take the concept...
And go somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then lockdown happened.
Oh, yeah, just mashed up
And
everything.
yeah, but they still had to pay us because in the contracts that we signed, they forgot to put in that act of God clause, which is when if something like this happens, you have the right to stop paying your employees. They didn't put that in our new contract. So with the new money we negotiated, we got paid from that. And we didn't have to work or film anything for 4 months. And as soon as we got our last check, that's when you saw the Instagram live.
Oh, that Instagram live was so iconic. That was so juicy because I think what spun everybody from that live, especially, and that's why we're talking now, is that everything on the outside seemed so glossy, so just like
It did.
perfect. And I think it's like, you know, as the saying goes, everything is not as it seems, not all that glitters is gold. And it's just like, wait, what? This has been happening?
I look back at that experience now, I'm actually kind of grateful because now I know, now that I'm on my own and I'm doing my own thing, when I go forward and read contracts, I really read my contracts.
Yeah.
Like, and I really don't settle to do something that I really don't want to do. I'm not so like, I'm not skeptical about everybody. I'm not like on the back wall thinking, I don't know if I can trust this person.
That paranoid, like,
Yeah, but there was a degree where I was going through that, and like, you know, it was really bad. I isolated myself from everybody, the boys, other friends. Like, I just didn't want to speak to anyone shortly after that. But coming back and just doing my art and just doing my own thing, where I find my release and I find like my peace and my solace and all that stuff. I look back at that situation and I'm just grateful for the lessons, and I'm also grateful for the fact that what I did on that show is what I was supposed to do. I represented me. I spoke about the art. I stood up for what I believed in. I tried to put on my community, the black community mainly. I tried to do everything I could do, whether I was getting paid or not. And there were times where they did take my checks. There were months I didn't get anything because I was either late to a shoot or
wait,
I was
they
too
didn't
rude.
pay you because you were late?
Bro, the thing is, I had a tendency to be late, yeah. I remember one time I looked at my check and it said minus. I said, why is it saying minus? And it said, oh, we took the money back because you were late for the shoot. But in my head, I'm like, if I was like a model on a shoot day and you still put out, if I came like an hour late to like a Gucci shoot and you still put out the campaign, you're paying me for that shoot.
Word.
Because it's out there. But they had a whole different ethos, and I would like to believe that they was young, naive, still trying to figure stuff out. I mean, some of these guys, they have families now, they have kids, they have, you know, wives, husbands, whatever. I don't know what they're doing with themselves, but I'm praying that they've matured, because if they haven't, then God will just have...
Do you think, kind of moving on from that, like, are you guys still all friends? Because I know, like, anytime I go on social media and I remotely see anything to do with PAQ, everyone in the comments is like, we miss them, we want a reunion, like, no. So it's like, do you think you guys will ever, not even like a PAQ thing, but just a little something? Yeah,
like, I mean, here's the thing. We're all still cool. We're all still friends in that. I was even with Danny the other day. I was on the phone to Dexter like last night. I think I meant to actually be seeing Elle today or maybe some other time. I don't know. I think either today or tomorrow. But like, because obviously I'm trying to do the thing with my art and my poetry. Danny's doing his podcast. Dexter wants to do his music. I think I was working on some stuff. We all want to do those things, but the idea of a reunion is not a bad thing. We actually would like to do it. I've been telling them a lot for time. I said, listen, I listened to Will Smith's autobiography, and there was an actor on that show that he really loved, and he said that when he finally met the actor, he asked him, why did you quit your TV show so abruptly? I love that stuff. And then he was like, oh, stuff goes down wrong. Da, 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 da. And in the book, Will was talking about how he had to figure out whether he wanted to do another season of Fresh Prince or not because he felt uninspired. And when he spoke to the actor said, listen, the thing that I regret the most is not finishing that show properly. You need to do it last season. And I really heeded that, and I feel like the same thing. I really want to give the audience who took time out of their week, every single Thursday to watch us, and still try to champion us now. I feel like it's not even about us, it's about them. And I would like to do like one final season and have it done correctly. I've seen other people try to do their own little thing.
I mean, do you know what? One thing I will say is like, how did, it might be a bit controversial, but how did you feel about like Neva, for example? Because they kind of went through the same thing as you guys did, but that was like the female equivalent. But were you guys kind of hurt that they basically took your idea and made another version of it, or? So
here's the thing. So with that, and I love them girls. Faith, Jasmine, Esme, Angel. I have love for all of them, right? That company told us they're never going to make another version of that show. They had no right to. It didn't come from the concept of the show didn't come from anyone's mouth who works in that company.
So it came from yours.
It came from
my
mine.
mouth.
And you're telling me we're not going to do another version of you guys, not do a female version. No. 2 months later, guys, we're doing a female version. It's called Neva. All these girls from LA. We're all like, what? And like another month later, guys, the girls are here. Treat them like your little sisters. Not gonna lie, it was met with a bit of resistance. Maybe not the most mature thing to do. Like we never chatted shit to them, nothing like that.
Just a bit of friction, like it was a bit.
Well, they was very open and very nice. They could never understand why we wasn't gravitating towards them, but it's because we had to like. It's almost like being told. It's like I grew up with a single parent, right? If my mum told me, my mum's been single for like 19 years. If my mum tells me out of nowhere I'm marrying this guy that I met, I'm just gonna be like, wait.
Hold on. What?
After you've told, like, do you know what I mean? And I've not asked you to not tell me you don't want to get remarried, but you've been telling me my whole life I'm not getting remarried. So it's a bit, you've thrown me off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then gradually, obviously, they've met some resistance because they're LA girls doing a fashion show that's like the London-based show in London, but you're not from here. The way you speak is different, your culture is different, your humor is different, your style is different. It's not going to be appreciated in the same roots that we're planted in. So they went through a different kind of backlash issue, but again, that is literally that show. Like, not even trying to be deep about it, but PAQ was Adam, Neva is the rib. You know what I mean? That got created into Eve, and it's just one of them ones where.
But it ended the same exact way. That's the craziest part.
All the shows ended because what they wanted. See, this is the thing that the company couldn't understand, and this is the thing that a lot of these other companies don't understand when they're trying to recreate or try to do what we did. Yeah, that concept was birthed because I looked at the 3 other people that I'm with, and I'm thinking to myself, these lot will get it. Their personalities are so different, but we all mess with each other.
But it works.
And it's organic. And you could go out and want to try to purposely do that, but the intention is still going to be different because we're an anomaly. And I think because the show was such an anomaly, what the company was trying to do is they was trying to create that same kind of ripple effect with all the other shows. And when it wasn't given that, they saw it as unsuccessful instead of nurturing what those shows could actually organically give.
Yeah.
They weren't thinking like that. They were like, well, if PAQ does this, then when we do this show, it should do this too.
It should be the exact same. It should be the exact same result. It's like, nah. You guys had something special. And I think we also, and that's why you guys blew up so quickly, because it did feel authentic. It didn't feel disingenuous. Because you can always see when things are like forced. But I feel like all of us as fans, because, I too was a PAQ fan, like I feel like we all got to know you as people, your personalities, understand like what you're going to bring to the table each week and how the style is. But now, so you've come out of that and you've gone into a different avenue, but we see you going on these expensive trips. We see you in New York and doing this, that, and the third. So it's just like, Shaq, how are you actually making your money now that you're not getting your check from PAQ? Like,
well, first of all, you know what? It's so funny. Since I left PAQ, I make more money. I make more money on my own. Funny enough, like a lot more money. Coming from the show, some of those brands that we worked with, they started reaching out to us individually, was really good. So we started to build relationships with these brands. We work with them, and like it might be something to do with socials. I mean, like recently, you know, I wrote poetry for Bentley for a poetry day, and I got paid for that, which was nice. I wrote poetry for Gucci Beauty. I wrote poetry for Toblerone. And then I've done like artwork for like, I did a painting for like Diesel, but then, and even in between that, I've recently just sold 3 of these paintings, and I made publicly the prices, but like 7.2. The one over there sold for 6.5. That's another steady income. So besides the painting, obviously then there's the prints. There's a couple other things I'm just invested in. And of course, like you need to get a good accountant, and you need to save. I save my money. I don't spend a bad penny, bro. I only spend my money on rent and food and travel. I don't spend my money on anything.
So what about all these clothes that you already did? Oh, you get it. Oh, gifted. Oh, sorry.
Gifted.
Gifted.
I mean,
look at fashion, babe. Still out here. So y'all trying to be like, use that. Imagine getting gifted designer stuff. Like, just imagine doing that.
You know what it is as well, yeah? I still thrift, and I still buy old school stuff. And the thing is, I buy pieces. I rewear my clothes all the time. Like, people wear one fit and feel like they can't wear it again. I wear my fits all the time.
So since the last time we spoke, how has your mindset kind of like changed about PAQ? Because I know you had a certain type of energy towards the people, and it wasn't necessarily like bad energy, but it's very different to what you're coming to now. So why have you like decided to?
Maybe, I don't know. There's a number of things. Like, you know, I fall in deeper a bit more into Islam as well. So.
Oh, you're Muslim?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm like newly converted, so I don't really scream it out there like that. And I'm not perfect. There's still habits that I have that I probably should shake that I haven't quite shaken. But you know, just from reading the Quran and just like, you know, just seeing certain teachings about peace and stuff like that, that's more in line with what my soul naturally is.
Okay.
And I just feel like, on top of that, just having time to reflect and just me by nature, I'm a person, I don't constantly think about karma or think about this, think about like stuff on the flip side, but I do believe that everything has a ripple effect. And I like mine to ripple more peace than more destruction. And I feel like with where we spoke the last time, I think I was a bit uncertain about where those ripple effects would go. And I just wanted to have a bit more certainty, because uncertainty doesn't bring peace. So,
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
that's a quote right there. Uncertainty doesn't bring peace.
Yeah, and I feel like I've forgiven everybody, including myself. And I want to talk like I've forgiven everybody, including myself. I don't want to talk like I'm still holding something against who they were, and I don't want to be talking from where I was, because that's not where I am at.
And so kind of just to like wrap it up, what do you kind of have to say to like your fans, new and old, about everything?
I would just say, I don't know, just like trust your gut feeling. Make sure, you know, you just listen to those closest around you. Have your wits about you, and yeah, just trust your judgment and be kind to yourself and be patient. Not everything's meant to happen in the moments you want it to. Sometimes they will. Life has its own algorithm, and I promise you, no one will ever figure that out. But when stuff hits, it hits, and when
it's
it
like
doesn't,
TikTok, isn't it? Wait, let me.
No, I mean, yo,
it is just like you never know what's gonna pop up, but it's like you just got do you like you saying? If it works, it works.
Bro, like I said, I want to get into acting. Acting could be the biggest thing I do in my entire life, even bigger than art. Who knows? Or it could be the worst, but I know that's something that I want to go for. And if it pops, it pops. Same thing with my poetry book. I want to do that. If it pops, it pops. If it doesn't, you know.
Well, you got all of us here supporting you, so I'm sure whatever avenue you go down, we got your back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Shaq, for talking to us. And like, yeah, that's been a little exclusive. So tune in next time for Dusk Till Dawn. I've been Krystal Donju, and this has been Shaquille. So we just got the lowdown on PAQ, so now you know what I know. Yeah, I'm off. See you next time.